Transformers Kingdom, War for Cybertron Trilogy. Oh yeah! Little core class boy. This is probably the one and only core class G1 main lister A-leaguer that I'll get in this size class. I was happy to get Rat Drap and Vertebrake, but I don't need a tiny Optimus or Megatron. But for some reason, I did find myself needing a tiny Soundwave. I love this. I like that so much time and effort still goes into the box art, even at core class. That's phenomenal. Look at him, firing off just. Hey, where's Laserbeak? Sawed off. You know what? He is actually really quite good and cool. He feels like, you know, like a third-party Legends figure or something like that. I don't know. They're really getting a lot of toy in at this price point. I mean, what a great sculpt. Everything that you would want to see in a G1 Soundwave is here. Like, you know, he's not going to be your main stand-in on-shelf Soundwave, but he's a fantastic, like, context Soundwave. See what I mean about him being able to create some, like, proper in-scale context? Like, you know, you could definitely have him fleeing in terror from Skylinks in some kind of diorama display. He also works well for trying to contextualize and set some proportion for some of your much bigger bots too. Hi! But he's a radical little guy. He can throw some great shapes, right? Because everything's ball joints. Well, these aren't, but you know, look at that knee. Ah! So, ball joint, nothing on the hand, which, you know, I guess it tilts back a little bit with transformation, but I ain't too sore about that one. No waist swivel, again, not a big deal. His head is, I think, yeah, it's on a little ball joint, so that's cute. God, it's really difficult to maintain focus on this little fella. The buttons piece is on a little hip skirt, so you can get him, you know, to go quite deep. It doesn't look amazing, but it's there and you can do it. On top of, you know, being a beautifully sculpted and amazingly articulated little guy, he's not hard up for your sort of classic Soundwave accessori either. So, you know, you get your shoulder gun, which you guts to have it, and he's got his cool little battery blaster. Zap, zap. Then for me, what has got to be like the coolest, nicest little touch for them to add in, you can go ahead and open that chest, and you've got that little Laserbeak from the box art that he's spitting out there, and it's pretty nicely sculpted. You can't see a lot of it on this side. On this side you can. It actually looks like a little tiny tape. It's adorable. Back in you go, little fella. For a little mass displacement madness, right, let's go ahead and have a look at him with the little Centurion drone alt mode that came with. And then let's go ahead and get in the Netflix Voyager Soundwave. I like that. That's kind of how you always see it happening in the comics and stuff. He also works pretty well as part of Soundwave's ventriloquist act.
I just flew in from Tarn, and boy, are my arms tired.
I saw your mouth plate move! And here's just a little look at his little Laserbeak next to a full-size cassette. So let's take a look at how to transform little Blighter, shall we? Take these guys off. Twist the head. Fold the head. The hands back. Then don't go all the way, but it doesn't really matter. Fold the arms back behind him. Twist these legs out. And then can you guess what happens next? Oh yeah. Flip down those feet. Not perfect, I know, but not too bad. And then if you bring him around, bring him around, you can go ahead and peg in these guys for storage. I don't know. Like, honestly, to me, that right there, it's a very tidy little vehicle mode. Well, alt mode. You know what I mean. That's what SOUNDWAVE looks like. That's him doing the thing that he does. And honestly, because it's sort of simplified, it almost, as an alt mode, actually works better in some ways than the Voyager did. Or maybe because my expectations are lower, it's performing higher. I don't know, I'd have to look at some kind of marking key to work it out. But that's dope. Plus, at the end of the day, all that really matters is that you can make Voyager SOUNDWAVE rock around with him like a boombox. To me, that alone is money well spent. So, is this dude a must-have figure? Nah, not really. But he is an impressive little tacker, and I will say this, I am very impressed by the amount of sculpt and detail and apps and everything they've managed to get on. Like, you know, his gun's got the red band. The Netflix one doesn't even have that. And I think the beauty of these G1 core class figures, outside of, you know, giving some of your bigger figures some context, is this figure will just go perfectly on a shelf on my desk at work. What a like subtle, unobtrusive way to bring a little bit of the fandom with you. Or even like, I can imagine people smashing him on their dashboard and being like,
Proceed left.
So, yeah. On the whole, whilst he's not gonna make or break your collection, it's a really fun little figure. And I'm glad I picked him up.